Welcome to the GameChanger 00100 show. I am your host, GameChanger. All right, let's get into this. So I was watching, I forget the brother's name, but shout yourself out. About 5 days ago, he did a video on the same topic. I was like, okay, let me give my take on it. By the way, whenever I don't do something original, I make it a point to shout out whomever broke the story first, so y'all can go check it out there if y'all haven't already. So he's talking about women, black women who go to Thailand and their dating lives there. So I was watching his video and I came to a conclusion I'm going to share with you all in the beginning, but I'm going to expand upon it throughout the show. So hit that like button now. And that is, it's like a lot of things that feminist-minded women do, especially black women. The black women are notorious for this because they're the most desperate, to be quite frank. It's a lie. There's a lot of lies there that are difficult to maintain. So it'll start off one way and then end off another. And I'm going to point that out throughout the video. So stay tuned with that. But it highlights a clear agenda, or several agendas, really. One is to maintain the face or the appearance of loyalty. And two, to maintain the appearance of options. They want to appear as if they have infinite options everywhere. Okay, but here is my assertion, and no woman on the planet is going to prove me wrong. And that is, America is the best place on earth for women to date in. No matter what you're looking for any type of woman, there is no place on the planet that that is better for finding a mate of any type than America. Whether you are looking for, a pretty boy with the big ding dong, America. If you're looking for, the old man with the deep pockets, America. If you're looking for a pretty boy with the ding dong and the deep pockets, America. If you're looking for a pretty boy with the ding dong and the deep pockets, that is a complete and total simp, America. If you're looking for a pretty boy with the ding dong and the deep pockets, that's a complete and total simp that's willing to date a single mother, America. If you're looking for a pretty boy with the ding dong with the deep pockets, that's a simp that's willing to date a single mother that's overweight, America. There is no better place in the world for women than America. And anything else is an illusion and a delusion. And that's just point blank, period. You're going to hear the complaints coming from the women, and it's particularly black women, from Houston, from Atlanta, like, oh no, it's just such slim pickings here, and every man is on the rainbow, or he's in jail, or he's bull. Lies. Using lies to get them thighs. That is a lie. What they're doing is they're just saying that to make it appear as if it's a favorable ratio. So men from other places will go there thinking that is 7-1 of successful, beautiful. No, these are lies. These are lies. You take the worst place in America and it's better than the best place in any other country. Never in the history since Adam and Eve has there been a more favorable mating advantage than women in America. But we're going to get into what they are going to project and the reality of what's going on when they travel to Thailand. Hit the like button. Okay, before I get into it, somebody said Atlanta women is the most unbearable women to be around. I haven't been I'm aging myself here, but I haven't been to Atlanta since the Freaknik. and that consisted of women from everywhere. What I do know about Atlanta, modern Atlanta, is modern Atlanta is where fat Californian women go to get accepted. And I'm not making this up. I am not making this up. Um, I've often heard, like more than one times, I'd say anywhere between 10 and 15 times, I have heard overweight Black American women say, um, I'm going to Atlanta because the men there know how to appreciate a real woman, or California men are too shallow, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's all I know. So I don't want to go to the place where our undesirable women are going to find men with no standards. All right. So let's see with this woman here. Now, I want to point something out off the bat. Her teats should not be that low down. They should be like right about here, but instead they're like down here, which means I don't really know what she got going on under the shirt. And quite frankly, I'm not curious. And I don't always say that. I'm almost always curious about what's going on underneath the woman's shirt. But in this, it's in the middle. Well, it looks like she probably just have a long torso. Well, why does she have like, so she has about 4 extra ribs or something going on, but it is not properly proportioned. I could tell you that much. Whatever she has going on underneath there is not standard issue. It's not properly proportioned. That's one thing I noticed. And then there's the whole everything else. But let's just listen to what she has to say.
What's up, y'all? So today, let's talk about my journey dating overseas. Want to give y'all some pros to dating overseas. Want to let y'all know why I'm choosing to no longer date men from America, men from overseas only. If you're American, you can't get it. No offense, okay?
Right off the bat. So we see the manipulation tactic, and this is the same with the swirlers, divestors. It's like, oh, you're losing us. You're losing us. You can no longer get it. You can no longer get what I have to give, what I wasn't giving you before, but you can now definitely not get it. You see how they're just trying to instill a sense of scarcity in the remaining men? Like, oh, look, you can't get it. I'm going. I'm leaving. I am going to Thailand. Okay. The only men that would be upset with that comment, and I know you're trying to make the plurality of men that are upset, but the only intelligent men that would be upset about that comment are the ones who were getting it and liking it and not getting it anymore. And I got a feeling that that's nobody. The men who want it and can't get it, they're not mad because they're not losing anything that they had. And the men that don't want it, don't want it. So there you go. Hit the like button.
Let's get into it because I know y'all want to know what it's like dating overseas, and I've had a few experiences. And I'm not really a dater, but being overseas has taught me to date. I have learned a lot from men, learned a lot about myself, and I just want to share those things with y'all. Okay, number one, quality and options. Listen, the quality of men overseas. mm, let's just say the options are endless, literally endless. I feel that you meet
The options everywhere is endless. You have a vagina.
so many men who are established, who are just living their life and traveling the world.
Okay. Okay. Oh, my head hurts. My head hurts already. Ah, crap. Who in the world leaves America to find established men? So I'm going to cut through the BS right now on, oh, yes, I went to Thailand because the men are so established. Let's see. Average income and Thailand by dollars in dollars. All right. The average monthly income in Thailand varies significantly, but a common estimate for the average monthly income is around $442 a month. Oh, they're so established. They're just so established. They established 442 bucks a month. Lies. 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 See, this is just her trying to whistle to established American men that, oh, well, if you don't want me, because they don't, if you don't want me, I'll find an established man in Thailand, because there I could find a guy that makes anywhere between $442 and $500 a month. Okay, let's listen to the rest of this 8-minute and 21-second lie fest.
At peace and happy. It's an amazing thing to experience a different quality of men, a different level of men, and so many options from all over the freaking world, bro. Like, oh my God. Number 2, successful. And
now that's interesting. So she's saying that she's dealing with tourists. She's saying that she's dealing with tourists. So many men from all over the world. Yes. Well, you ever wonder why these men from all over the world aren't coming to whatever ghetto you lived in? You ever wonder why they're not like, let's just say, Lex touring the Acorn Projects in Compton? You ever wonder why? Miss me with that. And it's funny that she left the place that these men come from. Anyway.
thoughtful, okay? The men you're meeting are very well established business owners, CEOs, millionaires, hell, even billionaires, okay? Not even kidding. But most of all, most importantly,
America don't have billionaires.
the men are so thoughtful, y'all. Like, I've never experienced so many thoughtful men who sincerely want to provide, protect, want to make sure that you have everything that you need, everything that you want, that you're happy. It's amazing, bro. Like, I feel like men in America, hell, they mamas didn't clearly do a good job with them. No offense, but offense, okay? I just think the way that men in America treat women.
So now she's just listing. See, basically, I think my mom used to do that, but I forget who she did that with. You ever, has your mom ever, and tell me in the chat room, and I'll read it after this thing. Have your mom ever brought up like a well-behaved boy? I know my mom did, but I'm trying to figure out who she did that with. And I'm pretty sure he grew up to be somebody that ain't sugar honey iced tea. That's so many of her friends' sons did. But anyway, let's just call him Norm, because I wouldn't mention his real name anyway. Let's just call him, Jamal. Your mom has a friend, her friend has a son named Jamal, and she's like, well, Jamal gets this for his birthday because he's such a good little boy, and Jamal gets this, and Jamal. It's that, Oh, I remember, dude. I remember exactly who that was. So, and I don't know what he grew up to be honest. So I'm not even gonna point that out. But I remember an instance where my my mom bought me this shirt, and it was the ugliest shirt I've ever seen in my life, and she just thought it was like the best thing ever, and she wanted me to wear it everywhere, like everywhere we went. So full disclosure, my parents were divorced. I was raised by my father, and I spent weekends with my mother every other weekend or so. Um, so during that time, if I had to wear a tacky shirt, it's like, okay, you take one from for the team, right? It makes mama happy. But she wanted me to wear it every day that weekend. It was just ridiculous. And I think this was the summer, so it was even more days. And she was like, well, such and such son loves it. Like that means anything. So anyway, what she's doing is, she's just saying that, oh yes, well, this group of people love us. They want us. They just love spending money on us. I would never give it up to you American men because you don't want to spend money like these guys. Okay, yeah, I believe you. I believe you.
Men is just all around, all across the board, despicable. It's listen. I don't know what I'm y'all. I don't even gotta go into details. Y'all know. Number three, care and affection. Like they genuinely care how your day was, what's on your mind, how you're feeling, and on top of that, hella affectionate. Sometimes maybe too much because I'm not a very affectionate person, but I can say the men are teaching me to be more affectionate and to be able to receive affection because I haven't really in the past, I haven't really been a person, especially growing up in a household that we really didn't show a lot of affection and I didn't experience receiving a lot of affection. It's very hard for me to give and receive affection. It's always been a thing. So I feel that they have been teaching me to be more affectionate and most importantly, receive affection. And I think as a woman, that's very, very important. It's very hard to really grow with someone and learn to love someone and not be able to accept or give affection because we all need it no matter.
Okay. I like how she shift through singular and plural at the drop of her panties. Notice that? Notice how quickly she's like, they. It's like, wow, a lot of guys are teaching you affection. I mean, your condom bill must be high because you're getting a lot of affection from guys, right? Wow. Okay. So, and then all of a sudden it's like, it did. It's like, yeah. So now that I learned that it's weird. All right. So I got a super chat here. I'll read that now. Thanks a lot to Theo Wap. He says, Black women in Thailand is like asking for a Big Mac in Tokyo sushi bar. Wrong product with the wrong market. Exactly. Exactly. It's like, come on now. It's they're not there for that. Just like you say, like, yes, let me get a Big Mac. It's and then they're saying like, oh yes, my Big Mac sell here. Yeah, it's like selling barbecue in a taqueria. It's like, listen, the people who went there want a taqueria, and then announcing online, it's like, yeah, everybody who goes to the taqueria buys my barbecue. I'm not going to sell it to y'all because y'all don't appreciate good barbecue, but everybody else appreciates this good barbecue. Just saying, you see this barbecue here, everybody else appreciates it. So you probably want it now, but you can't have it because only the people in taqueria wants. But shut up. Nobody believes you. Nobody believes that that they are just fawning over your mid-chested titties. Nobody believes that crap.
Matter what. Is these men overseas, baby, they love them some affection, okay? And I'm not just talking about sexual. Number four, it really has just been very mind opening
She's talking about GFE.
and a diverse experience. Dating overseas has really opened my mind to dating men from different cultures and just different types of men from different parts of the world.
So now we know you're a complete and total imbecile. Dating overseas has really opened me up to dating other cultures. Huh? Eating food overseas has really opened me up to eating foreign food. That's the equivalent to what you said. I can't. I really don't. I wonder if they hear themselves and then correct stupid afterwards. It's like, yeah, dating overseas has really, taught me to, open myself up to guys from overseas. What? Being a vegetarian has really opened me up to eating vegetables. You're stupid. Be less stupid. Jesus.
and just kind of learning their style of dating and learning them on a more intellectual level, also getting to know them, you know what I'm saying? But most importantly, culturally, it has opened my mind because before I feel that in America you only have a couple options.
You only have a couple of options here in America. Now, I don't really know how she's categorizing type, but you literally have every single type here. Anything you can talk about that they have overseas, they have here. It is the hub of the world. What are you talking about? There's only two types of American men. Listen, I can give you three friends and I can tell you that we're all like three different types of people. What in the world are you talking about? But once again, because of the lies and manipulation, it just comes off as stupid. Like, oh yeah, there's so many different types. Listen, passport bros who travel, they travel for one particular type, and that is fit, feminine, and friendly. If you want variety, you can get that here. But no, they're going to what's called a specialty store. So you have like a grocery store, right? That has the everything. It's a supermarket. It has everything. You can get, you could get you could get cereal, you could get well, let's just say Walmart, you could get a wedding ring right next to a place where you could buy some popcorn. Like it has everything. That is America. America is Walmart. However, there's when I was in Chicago, right? The best grilled cheese sandwich I had was, and those of you who are in the area knows this is in Naperville. The best grilled cheese sandwich I had was at a place that only served grilled cheese sandwiches. That was it. If I was to go to that place, it's because I want a single grilled cheese sandwich. But don't tell me that they have variety there. Zoom to Thailand, he didn't go there for variety. He went there because he knew that the specific thing that he wanted, they had in abundance. They don't have variety there.
It's like you only got two types of men in America. You
What are
feel
those two
me?
types?
Overseas, you got like
What are those two types? Is it smart and dumb? Is it tall and short? Like, what are the two types? How are you categorizing types? She's not going to answer that question, by the way. But let's.
50 different types of men that you could choose from before I had this.
They don't even have 50 condom sizes. Shut up.
My mind set on a certain type of man. I wanted to,
I shouldn't say that because I haven't been to Thailand. I've only been to the Philippines. Hold on. Okay. But it's very few types there.
even just dating not dating outside of my race. I've always felt like, oh, I'm going to date inside my race. I'm not going to date outside of my race. And I feel
Why are the women who choose to date inside their race complete and total trash? Like, there's really no mating advantage for black men because the ones who date inside their race is just like this.
that that's not really the best way to think. Because at the end of the day, love is love. But to be able to experience men from different cultures
Plural, men. She's experiencing men.
and who come from a different background and a different part of the world where things are so different, you learn from each other. You know what I'm saying? And I know, like, half of the time there is a huge language barrier. Not even gonna lie, but I feel that it's a very teaching moment for yourself and your in the person that you're dating. I'm excited. I've never been excited about dating before. And I mean, everything doesn't go as planned. And, I'm learning to be a little more cutthroat as well. Like, once I'm learning to be more accepting of what it is, accepting of my boundaries and understanding, like, no, I'm not going to have this. No, I'm not going to have that. And then knowing that I have so many options, it's easier for me to just move on fast. Okay. And 5, like,
You have a vagina. You're always going to have options. Stop pretending like you didn't have a full inbox. And see, I'm telling you, this chick is riddled with lies. Stop pretending like you didn't have a full inbox in the States. Basically, what she's doing is she's just saying the things that brothers like Zoom to Thailand say about Thailand, but she's saying it from a woman's point of view. Men go places to increase their options. Women you're not going to get more options here. Or you're not going to get more options elsewhere than you do here. That's just not going to happen. Somebody says she's articulating being pumped and dumped. I mean, she's articulating the options. She has greater ability to be pumped and dumped than she does here in the States. That's what she's saying, which makes her sound stupider. But that doesn't matter. This is annoying.
like, most importantly, self-discovery. Dating overseas has taught me so much about myself, even the good, bad, and ugly about myself. And I've had certain experiences where even men have
Really? So you realize that you were bad and ugly.
told me straight up, like, yo, like, you're a closed book. And it's so crazy because I didn't used to be that way. It's just after dating men in America and having to become so closed off, because 9 times out of 10 men in America barely give a damn about if you ate today, how you feeling, what's on your mind, what's going on. They don't even care to really get to know you. Like, let's just be real honest. Like, dating in America has gotten very, very scarce. But 9 times out of 10, you don't know shit about your partner at all, because everybody's just so accustomed to, like, complacent dating, I should say, not really giving a damn about getting to know your partner, what they like, what they don't like, being patient. I have learned so much.
Okay, this is weird because that's what dating is. Dating is getting to know someone. So she didn't really date in America. Which makes me wonder, what did she do? And what's this with, they don't care if you ate. Fellas, if you ever text, what did you eat today, to a woman, the response text is going to be a picture of her dry panties. Like, what is that? That is something that people say when they have no conversational skills. I mean, because what it is, and I'm no dating coach, and y'all know how I feel about that. But I mean, it's, if you're going to try to strike up a dialogue over the phone, it's better to do so with questions that can't be responded to in a yes or no fashion with no follow up. For example, have you eaten today? Yes, I have. And that's the end of the conversation. And that makes you seem boring and all that other crap, you know? So it's like there's no opportunity for follow through. That's not a conversation starter. If anything, that's a conversation ender, you know, because I mean, after that, you know, you've ended that conversation. You ended the conversation of eating today. Unless she says no and, you know, you offer her dinner or something like that, you know, but it's probably better to say, you know, hey, if you haven't had anything to eat yet, you know, I'm about to go to such and such. You want to come? That's better than have you eaten? Have you eaten yet? But anyway, I'm going off into a tangent. I'm just saying this chick is full of crap, and she didn't date much in the States, and I don't think she's dating much there.
In regards to being patient with men and understanding men. Men overseas tend to communicate, even overly communicate. You know what I'm saying? I think that the most I have learned to communicate better. I have learned to be patient. I have learned to be more affectionate. I have learned to open up more and be more inviting and allow a man to get to know me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the only way that you're going to really be able to find your person, your partner. And that's probably been the biggest thing about dating overseas is self-discovery and understanding myself more and understanding that I can be a difficult partner. And I think that being able to experience dating with someone who is patient with you, it kind of wakes you up as well. So it's been amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Overall, I've learned so much, grown immensely, and have just found appreciation in the diversity of love. You know, I'm just more open to it now. I feel like I'm getting treated better. I am experiencing more. I am learning the value. Every man that I have dated being overseas, which I probably dated a few, you feel me? Um, from different parts of the world, like really just taught me more and more to value myself. And I've also learned even more what one.
When they say taught me more, first of all, she's dating for the sake of dating. Women date, particularly black women, because they have the, you know, smallest egos, at least to start out with. Um, they date just to build their ego. And what she's saying is, you know, I've dated enough to build my ego. That's when they say to know my worth. That's why you ever wonder how in the black community, women in their 40s demand more from the dating market than women in their 20s? But there's a distinct reason for that. It's because they spent the last 20 years dating and building their ego. That's why they're 40 plus, like, yes, I want this, this, and this, and this, this, and this. It's like, dang. When you was 22, you just wanted, you know, Jack in the Box and the change left over from food stamps. So, like, what's going on now? So that's what it is. Now, it never works to their favor. That's why everything just is entirely wrong for them. But that's what she's looking to do. She's looking to build her ego, and she really want to make herself feel like she's hotter than the other women on the planet. That she's not in last place. And that's what women like her are doing. These international dating black women, they're looking for the place in the world where they're not in last place. What this one in particular is doing is she's lying like she's found that place. You haven't. You haven't.
Won't do, another will. And if he wants to.
You see that? See, what you won't do, somebody else will. Let him. Let him. Same with my mama in the shirt. Oh, if you don't like this shirt, somebody else will wear it. Yeah, well, let them.
He will. Yeah. So drop in the comments, share some of your experiences dating overseas. What are you afraid of? What are you looking forward to? Yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop right there for a second, because I want to point something out. There was a place, like years ago, I seen this YouTube thing, and I just looked for it now. Maybe this is it. I'm about to play something I haven't seen before. Um, there's a place in Thailand where, so, and this is the saddest thing about how not only they but the tourists feel about black women. And I'll never forget how strong it was. Once again, I've never been to Thailand, but apparently there's a block for regular Thai women. Let's just call that block. I don't know. I can't think of a Thai word to name it, so I don't know Thai well enough. But let's just say there's a block. Let's call it A Street. Actually, let's just call it T Street for regular Thai women, the younger, hotter, Thai chicks. And then if you go further, there's a ladyboy strip. And let's just call that L Street. Because if you're there, you're probably taking. No, I'm joking. But hey, to each his own. But that's where the people who want ladyboys go. And then there's a block for African working girls. And it's right by the ladyboy block. And I think I may have found a video because I just Googled it. I just Googled African pros in Thailand, and I'm thinking that this is it. So it might not say exactly what I just said, but it'll explain what I'm talking about a lot better. Because make no mistake, she is a pro, whether she's a pro for attention or or just temporary dinners or really just to build her ego. She is a pro. She is competing with the local pros for attention, hoping that she would be exotic by comparison. So, but let's just see exactly what this short YouTube has to say about what's it called? Sukhumvid Road. So I'm not making this up, people. This is a place. This is the colored only host of Thailand. This is their road. Like, yes. I want you to go to Sukhumvid Road. I want you to go there. Like, excuse me, where's your Brax? It says they don't even let you sell your box next to theirs. Let's see what they have to say. I haven't watched this. I mean, if this is the same thing I've seen, I haven't watched it in a very long time.
Yeah.
No, say it.
Eat shit and die, motherfucker. Mereka pun tak kacau.
Yeah.
Mereka pun tak kacau yang berbeda.
Okay.
I want to say this. So,
Okay. Okay.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
Say Kurt Wesner. Say Kurt. Fuck you too.
Fuck you, motherfucker. Fuck you. I want C7, U7 small like this. Okay. Fuck you.
Nanga.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
Drink.
So just to let you know, I did not. This is not what I seen. What I seen was more in a documentary form. This is actually better than what I could have expected, because there is a thing out there, and it's a rare fetish. I'm not going to say rare because it's more prevalent than I would like for it to be. So for those of you who were ever handsome in your life, there's there's a particular fetish that white men have that's strongly tied to degradation from both black men and black women. So I'm pretty sure that pros have tapped into that, and that's what because they're not there for their looks, obviously. They're playing into that particular fetish. So that's why, they're like, fuck you, motherfucker. They're looking for white guys who are masochistic, with the race thing up top their brain. I don't know. I've never been a white guy. They're wired different, especially in their desires. No shade. We all have our kinks. But I will say that is not a large enough market to feed the desires of black women, both foreign and domestic. It's not. And because you're dealing in fetishes, it's something that's temporarily lived. So there's that too.
Go ahead. Come on, let's go. Walk. Oi, let me out. Oh, sorry.
You pay for that, baby.
Okay, I'm gonna pause right now. This crap is disgusting. All right, I'm gonna pause right now. Somebody said slave play. It's something like that. If the white person is a slave, and it's a real thing. It's and they do, like, they'll straight up tell you, because I used to go to this spot in San Francisco, and basically what it is, it's called the Power Exchange. I don't know if they're still out, but what it is they have like lineup of beds and stuff, and if you're a man, you have to bring a chick. You can't be there single. So you bring a woman there and you smash her, and people watch, and you can watch other people do their thing. So it's like real live corn. And you can both make real life corn, and where people watch you and you gather an audience, and you can watch others get down like that. So while there, I did meet someone who I met more than one person, but this one in particular stood out to me because he wanted me to smash. And keep in mind, this guy, he had to have been, somebody said Diddy style. There was no baby oil there. It was no baby oil there. Hey, but quick side story though. There was like this little Asian girl there who worked there, and she would walk around with these gloves, and she was the only one with clothes on, so maybe that made me want to smash her more. And her job is to like clean up and pick up the condoms and stuff. Y'all saying TMI. All right, I'm gonna keep this short. Anyway, one of the dudes had said to me, he wanted me to smash his girlfriend while talking crap to him while making him clean my stove. And I'm not making that up, because my imagination don't run that way. He wanted to clean the stuff underneath my stove while smashing his girl in my house. So there are guys out there like that. And that's why she's, middle finger and attitude and stuff like that, because she thinks that that's what he is. But really, I think he's just a guy looking to make a video.
Yes, I'm Mrs. Yoruba. Your puppets are very nice. Oh, nice boys.
I delete. Don't worry.
Oh, it's okay. Whatever, baby.
Maybe I watch on
Freedom of
speech.
freedom of space.
Bottom, drink that fucker. Come on, drink it. Get that shit down. Fuck it, you ain't drinking. Drink that motherfucker. Drink that motherfucker. Come on. You gonna drink or not?
Somebody said, damn it, man, not the stove. I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah, I have another story involving the stove. I forgot about that. Let's just call this one the oven. He wanted to clean the oven. But, man, y'all too much.
Or not? Your friend can't drink. Your friend can't drink.
Bitch, motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
It's your
Hey, McDonald's here. McDonald's.
Want some shit? What the?
Okay, say now. Say Frankie G, fuck you.
Frank you, fuck you.
Where's McDonald's? What? McDonald's? Tell your friend, let's go. What's she doing? She don't want McDonald's?
You know what you don't see in the background here? You don't see like a bunch of tourists looking for some actions. I'm willing to bet that it was $10 total for these three broads to do this like 4-minute video.
Okay, oh, bye. No McDonald's?
This should have been the thumbnail picture. Black women in Thailand. They're trying to create the illusion that men are going like, hey, I want to get to Sukhumvit Street, or excuse me, Sukhumvit Road. Sukhumvit Road. The cool part is that all the regular non-pros are hotter and with less retard stuff going on.
I can see now the sun's up.
Look at this woman. Look at this woman. She's embarrassed right now because the optics right now, this should be my thumbnail right here. The optics right now is that she's with them, that she's one of the girls, that she's just kicking it with them. Like before, she was just like a woman looking for some street meat. Now she looks like she's part of their clique.
We're gonna put it in front just
Everything is not good. I lost almost a day messing around with those shish kebab places. I lost almost a day. I mean, listen, eat it at your own risk. But street meat is exactly what it is. It's street meat. Okay, so if you walk like deep into the neighborhoods and crap, if you walk deep into like a neighborhood and like I've been to the Philippines, I've been to Thailand, but I'm pretty sure it's the same. What you'll see is you'll see chickens in cages on the street. Like not in a barn, not in a farm or anything. That's one thing you'll see. And then you'll see like another thing. And it's like a wooden stand, like a lemonade stand or something like that, with meat in it that's hung upside down. It's the carcass. It's the carcass probably of that chicken that you just seen on the street. It's the carcass, and it's hanging upside down with flies on it. And then after that, you see the street meat. So I bought it for like for 50 cents. I think I got 2 of them. I know it was like 50. I don't know if it was 50 cents a stick, but I do remember I got 3 sticks. And it didn't ruin my whole day the next day, but I did wake up on some vomit stuff. Now, to be fair to the local vendors, this could have been a one-off. And also, I could have got sick from something else. Like I could have got sick for drinking something with crushed ice in it, and the ice got the local water. So it could have been something, and I wasn't completely sick. But whatever, eat it at your own risk. That's what I'm saying about that. Holy crap. Yep. So I did not expect that. But hey, that is the street. That's the street that's reserved for Black women. All right, moving on. Oh wait, let me read the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Tunnel Runner says Thailand is the land of lost Black women. Crazy. Yeah. I mean, so from what I've gathered and from watching like international prostitution videos, because one of the first videos I did years ago on my channel was about a group of a Nigerian, I think they were Nigerian, I think maybe Kenyan whores who went to India and was saying that how they were trafficked and mistreated. And I'm thinking like, no, you voluntarily went to India to sell some box. So I'm watching that, and what I noticed was that their clients were African. They weren't even selling box to Indians. They were selling box to African construction workers who were, imported from India, or, imported to India to, build a bridge or whatever. And these are guys that just wanted to taste the home or something. So, which leads me to the conclusion that nobody local wanted to buy their stuff. And I think that might be what's going on there. Just saying. Okay, now this shit.
Now here's the truth. If you're thinking about dating in Thailand, here's some things you need to know first. By the way, I've been living in Thailand since I was 16 years old, so I know what I'm talking about. First things first, we're not moving out here like that. Like, I know on social media it looks like everybody's coming to Thailand, but let's just say 1,000 people are saying they're coming and they're talking about coming. Only 50 of them actually come.
Okay, at least you're being honest.
We're not all out here like that. Now, with that in mind, let me get to my first point. Dating apps. I have a strong dislike for dating apps. Okay?
Everybody
dating apps work differently here than they do in America. So I know there's this whole dating app culture in America. One of my best friends from high school met her husband on an app. I get it. They work over there. We're not over there. We're here.
They don't work over there. They don't work anywhere. Like, the whole concept is extraordinarily flawed.
They don't work over here, okay? I wouldn't do Tinder. Tinder, I feel like, is globally known as a hookup app. Bumble is okay. I've actually used Bumble dating and met real platonic friends, male friends on Bumble dating side. So I don't knock the Bumble app as a whole. What I do knock is my second point. That travel mode, listen.
Okay, the fact that you say that shows how awful Bumble is for men. Whenever a woman says, I met some really nice platonic friends on Bumble, it means that it's a crap app for you, because they didn't go on looking for platonic female friends. Listen, it's a waste of time to do that. If a woman says something like, let's be platonic friends, on Bumble, it means that my vagina is empty right now. That's why I'm on Bumble. I'm on Bumble because my vagina is empty and I'm looking to fill it with a penis that is not yours. However, we can be friends. I'm looking for penis, but I'm not looking for your penis. That is a very clear and distinct message. I know that you're looking to put your penis in something. You're just not going to put it in this.
Nine times out of 10.
Okay, somebody says, I'm going to respond to this. Somebody said, so she left the U.S. for Thailand and still couldn't get a man. Well, she was 16, so I don't think she left. I think that, maybe her dad was a passport pro. Maybe her dad is on the Thailand. Maybe her dad is on the Thailand.
They're all just visiting. So that's my second point about dating in Thailand. Know that there's the people who are trying to stay, like you and I, and there's the people who are trying to play, okay? They are here for a good time, not a long time. So keep that in mind. The last thing.
Now, I want you to peep her honesty, right? She said that they're here for a good time, not a long time. Now, this is the same thing that the other woman is experiencing. That's why she's like, I dated so many men and the guys here, they come from all over and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they come from all over and they come all over. But anyway, basically what she's doing is she's saying, listen, it's a bad thing when a guy is looking for a vacation box. But the other woman is saying, oh, no, it's a good thing that these guys are looking for a vacation box, because she's trying to sell a narrative.
I'll say about dating in Thailand is just like you'll see a lot of interracial dating, typically between a foreign man and a Thai woman. You're going to see a lot of intercultural dating. If you're like me, you love melanin, okay? I love my people. But pickings are slim for us out here, okay? I mean, we're in a foreign country, we're in an Asian country. 9 times out of 10, the guys who are going to approach you will be of African descent, okay? And 9 times out of 10, that's the men who do approach me. And nothing wrong with African men, okay? I love my African kings. But intercultural dating is difficult, okay? And I'll tell you this story. I was talking to this guy. We were on the phone. And I said something funny. I thought it was funny, y'all. Like, I'm a whole hoot and a half, okay? But we were on the phone and I was like, are you mad? My question was like genuine. Like, are you upset? Are you angry? Are you mad? Tell me why this man blew up. Like, he got so angry. He was dang near cursing me out.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there. I don't think that she was ill intent, but first of all, she didn't tell the joke. She didn't tell the joke. She didn't say what jokes she said, which means that she's hiding that she may have said something offensive and that she followed through with, are you mad? Like if I was to tell an African joke to the tune of, what time do Africans wake up? At 7 up. That would be a bad and offensive joke. That would be a bad and offensive joke. So, but anyway, what I notice is that when women, particularly Black women, say, are you mad? It means that they are looking to gauge how far they could push you. And they're looking to shame you for being upset at something that they did. How do I know? I got that crap when I worked at Burger King. Like, they like being rude and obnoxious and not taking their tray to the garbage can afterwards. They like doing that. And then they say, are you mad? It also means that they get a thrill off of making you mad. I don't think that that's the case with her, but I do not like that question.
Out. I'm like, little old me, like, well, what did I do? Well, what's the problem? We got off the phone and 2-3 weeks went by and he hit me up and was like, well, I'm upset because you asked me, am I mad? To him, in his culture, mad means insane. It means like, are you mad? No, I was taken aback. I was asking, are you angry? And he took it as, are you insane? And it was because we have different cultures. Like what they say in his culture is different from what they say in mine. I was like, you mad or not? And he was like, oh, you asking me, am I crazy? Well, let me show you. Like, it got crazy. Yeah. So that's just a little story about dating other cultures. That's it for dating in Thailand. What you need to know before you come to Thailand, thinking you're about to start dating. Just know these things before you come here and think the dating pool is wide open. We're not out here like you think we are. Okay, it's fabulous. But
Okay. Where do I start with that? Well, actually, I'm gonna just go to the next one. I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna just say this. That wasn't much of a story. So the extravagant life that she was talking about, that the other girl was talking about in Thailand, was just lies. And this one's hotter. This one's hotter. So we see the lies. Let's move to the next video.
Guys,
I love black men.
okay,
So I
same
will
sister.
say, yeah.
Joy has been experienced in.
Girl. Okay, so
And how long have you been living in Thailand?
almost 14 years.
Do you date?
I do.
You do, okay.
The men that come out here, they're looking for something else. They're not looking for a wife. They're looking for fun. If you're looking for a serious relationship, maybe not. But if you're looking for a good time, somebody to hang out with,
Okay, so right now, what we're seeing is that these women have completely different experiences than the first one. The first one, what she was doing was she was trying to paint a narrative, and saying, look, you have alternatives. Come over here. Come over here. Alternatives for what? To get pumped and dumped? Because these guys are on vacation and you're offering vacation box. But you're like, oh, they're so cultured and they're just so billionaires and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, right. Yeah, they got $1 billion bot in the bank. Listen, this is the type of lies that they are telling. Listen to the lies. I'm not saying that these chicks are lying. I'm saying that the first one is lying. When you keep it real, it's like, listen, the truth of the matter is that the locals make $442 a month, and everybody else is looking to get their willy wet while they're on a 3-week vacation. And maybe some of them want to throw something different in the mix. Maybe they're different. They're tired of Thai food and they want some soul food, but that's it. They're going to leave. They're going to go back home to their wives. All right, let's read some of the comments you guys have from the last super chat. Let's see. All right, it says GC bringing the video context. Thank you. It's at a discount. Of course, African box is going to be at a discount because people go to Thailand for Thai box. Those are pros, right? Dear God, I hope so. I hope that that's not what the regular rank and file is. GC found a rabbit hole. What you talking about this? Yeah, I do that from time to time. I don't know. Shay Sharday is what I meant. What about Shay Sharday? Don't tell me you got something ill to say about Shay Sharday. Hold on. Shay Sharday channel talking about black men tired of white women. I laugh my behind off. Yeah, right. Like you have any to laugh off. I know a woman with no butt when I see her in the chat room. But anyway. And the weed is good. Really, I didn't know that. I don't smoke weed, but I live and learn, Let's see. Those hair hats that they're wearing are crazy. Yeah, looking like Woody Woodpecker and crap. Yeah. Slave, I already covered that one. Yeah. We're the same, gang. We both like white women. Actually, no. I don't really have a physical preference towards white women. However, as far as erotic imagination goes, and the ability to dress in an erotic way, white women have that hands down. I won't give them the natural beauty thing, and it's nothing that they're doing wrong. It's just that I don't like the pink in their skin, to be perfectly honest, because it's blood. And some of them, when you get them naked, they be having like blue veins and shit in random places. And some of you have been with enough white girls know, like, y'all see it. You can see their whole damn blood type through their skin. That shit's disgusting. Now, there's white, and then there's Mediterranean. And this is where you get to like the Greeks, the Southern Europeans, the Italians, the Spaniards, and stuff, um, which I do like because they're not white white. That's when you get to the more like Jessica Alba looking chicks. Um, but like the clear ones, not my type. However, what they lack in that, they do lack in imagination, and Asian women are more cooperative, but they do make up for it in imagination, a higher sex drive and desire, or at least fewer inhibitions around it, and they have a genuine desire to suck my penis more so than any other ethnicity of women that I know of. You know, they don't fight their desire to do so; they just do it and enjoy doing it as much as I enjoy receiving it. So, you know, pros and cons. Whip and paddle pegging. I don't know. I'm not into pegging. I have whipped and paddled some women in the past. Yeah, in my time, and I still do. But but um, I don't need to peg anybody because I have a penis. So yeah, there's that. Let me see. Um, quick story, quick aside. I've been this way my whole life, and I'm in my 40s, which means that I was active. I was active sexually before the internet, and I didn't know that there was a name or a word for the stuff that I like. And I didn't even know that there were places and there were shops dedicated to what I do, or what I desire. So I would actually use ping pong paddles when I first started doing this. When I first started doing that, because I didn't know that you could actually buy paddles. Salute to Theo Waffin and Passport King 77. Salute, salute. All right, Diddy style. Okay. Oh, so this is the part where I was telling the story. Okay, let me see. The fuck? Damn it, not the stove. Yeah. Well, my oven does need cleaning. All right. That sounds like a way. Well, I mean, hey, teach its own. Like, I mean, if you're there, you're gonna have some out there stuff going on in your mind. But you know, but they do have so. Oh, by the way, I didn't do that. I don't participate in stuff like that. Whenever it's race involved, I stay out of it. I mean, unless it's just like a straight fetish that white woman has for a black man. But once the white man get in, I don't know what he got going on in his brain, and I don't want to personally have anything to do with that. Just the fact that he's going to go home and jack off to my clean stove, is something that really bothered me. All right, our clean oven, something that really bothered me. Just like in the States, they can't comply quick enough. I was thinking that. American black women should be mad at these ladies right here. They don't help the image. No, they don't. I mean, and African black women really should be mad. I mean, you know, and it says something about what's that title? It says um, it says something about teaching these girls, and it's like, okay, you're teaching them some depraved behavior and disgusting, so you can make fun of them and get views. All right. She blended right in. I mean, she looked like she was mixed and probably a local, but yeah, it's. I mean, I wouldn't want that. Like, I wouldn't want to be standing around and a bunch of people on some nigga shit come and stand right next to me, like we together, like I'm just rolling with them. So then I'll get arrested too. All right, it says American black woman chasing black women in Thailand who don't want them, but they haven't got the message. So she left for the U.S. and Thailand and still couldn't get a man. Well, I mean, she's getting pumped and dumped, or she's just getting like, she's having like a series of temporary relationships. That's what's going on. She's having a series of temporary relationships with men, sexual or otherwise, and she's bragging on it like you can find everything you're looking for here. And that's because she once again want to leverage the local American men, at least local to me at this point. A lot of these black women are going overseas to poison the native women against passport bros. I don't think this applies to this one, though. The problem is that native women aren't going to listen to them because native women think that they are better than them. Well, black women are the only women who listen to people who they don't want to change places with. Meaning that they will find somebody like Vivica Fox and take her advice. Like, look at how they listen to Cynthia G. It's like, listen, do you really want Cynthia G's life? They're the only ones that do that. Most black women are the same. They made themselves socially incompatible with their attitudes. Yeah, they have. The reason why black women have the highest divorce rate, no matter who they marry. Why would you go to a foreign country to meet Keisha from the place I just met? Nobody does. I mean, Keisha is cheap and they're everywhere. Like, why would a billionaire go to Thailand to meet a Keisha? Like, why would anybody go to anywhere to meet a Keisha? It's weird. Shout out to Austin Holloman. All right. It says, Chase title didn't say black men are tired of white women. It was a video from some black man crying about being fetishized like a weirdo. Yeah, okay. That's actually a legitimate gripe. It's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. It gives you greater sexual access to them, which is a good thing. However, it really means that you are a place to go if you're not looking for anything serious. So it's fine when you're in that phase of life where, I want to smash a bunch of white girls. It's not so fine when you're looking for a serious relationship, but the women who come to you are looking for some penis. It's like, listen, I've already had white box. Becky has the intangibles. Yeah. Like I say, the imagination and the and then the fact that, and this is something that's not really any woman's fault. Lingerie tend to look better on them. Really, because in a very real way, lingerie is made for them. So when black women wear white women lingerie, what they're really doing is they're wearing lingerie that's made for a white woman, and it looks out of place. Like, for example, the garter belt and the black stockings and stuff like that. It's a contrast to white skin. So you have black on white. But then black women will wear the same thing and it's black on black and it doesn't really have the same effect. They would be better off with white lace stockings. But they don't do stuff like that. So, it's one of those things. It's just one of those things. I don't design lingerie, but I can tell by how it pops out on a white woman that, like Victoria from Victoria's Secret was a white woman. You can tell. And lingerie pops out more on them. And it seems like they're better at shopping at it, and they have a lot more of it than black women. That goes back to the sexual imagination thing that I have. And I'm not talking about like a lot more of it, like black women don't have it. Okay, I'm gonna say this. If you were to point to two equally attractive women, one black, one white, just at a random Tuesday at Costco's, and somehow you were to convince them to strip down naked, the white woman is far more likely to have something more, as far as underwear goes, something more aesthetically pleasing than the black woman. The black woman is more likely to just have something weird and just not appealing at all. I mean, of course, it's appealing because she's a naked woman or she's a woman in her underwear, but it's not. It's not going to have that same umph. White women stay prepared for my penis. I like goth and emos, black and white ones. I never had one. That's actually on my bucket list. Never had an actual white goth chick. I don't know why. I should have by now, but I haven't. Like none of the white chicks I mess with were goth. Let's see. Black community definition of fetishization is just women showing interest in black men. LOL. Huh. Well, if they're interested in you because you're black, that would fall under the fetish category. I don't know if white is a fetish, probably because there's so many of them. But at least in this country. Yeah, I'm wondering if that really classifies as a fetish. Maybe if the interest is purely sexual, then yeah, maybe it falls under that category. Who knows? But the point is, it's like it's not a terrible thing. It's not a terrible thing, but I mean, and if you think it's a terrible thing, then try being Asian. But it does come with a setback, because as I stated on a previous video, what it means is that interracial relationships that you have with white women will be based in lust. And because it's based in lust, in fact, I was reviewing Shay Shardae's video on that. So I'm going to check her out after I leave here. But because it's based on lust, it's doomed to fail. Lust-based relationships are doomed to fail. Here, I'm gonna find this example for y'all because there was a hold on. There was a black man that was married to 3 white women. Here it is, but somebody else is covering them. Let's see. Oh, this was on Celebrity Junk 2 years ago. Should I do it on Celebrity Junk or should I do it with this other guy? Oh, here it is. Here it is on TLC, so that's the better place to cover it. Oh, maybe that's a better one. I'm trying to find like a short one that just goes over like the general of the relationship, like that gives you the kernel of the relationship. All right, let's do this because I like displaying fat black women on YouTube. So I want to see what this overweight black woman's take on this relationship is. To be perfectly honest, only one of these women are someone that I would want to have sex with regularly while sober. And y'all could probably guess which one. But the funny thing is, and this is one thing that's admirable about the situation, is that he don't work. So they're really like a 3-income household. But let's explore this because let's explore this for a second.
Wives. 3 wives. And he makes them work and he stays at home.
PIGS. MP, philosophy, logically. It is Negro's biology.
Wow. How crazy is that? So the Shade would post this wives and they're white, which is so interesting. And he's a self-proclaimed trophy husband having three wives and he doesn't work. He stays at home and they work. He must be packing. That's all I gotta say. I don't know what to say about this. This is ridiculous.
So when I seen an interview with them, um, they didn't say he was packing, but he probably is. They didn't say he wasn't, but they did say that he keeps them all satisfied sexually. So I do think that that is a large part of what's going on there. But yeah, it did seem like this is strongly based on the fetish. This is strongly based on the fetish that they have, and like I say, they are the most sexual women I know of. Well, I'm not going to say that, but in large numbers they are. Um, and yeah, unfortunately, pros and cons, we are fetishized. I want to hear her take on it. I want to hear her take because she's fat. So let's listen some more.
Made a movie called a Second Husband about a woman with two husbands. So this is a topic that's suitable for this channel. I just think it's like, hey, I think it's interesting that these women are the ones that are the breadwinners, and they're okay with being the breadwinners and having this man live off of them. And the question I have is, who's the man of the house? Is it the person that has the money? Is it these women that have the money? Or is it him? And of course, yes, he is the man of the house because he's the male in the house. But more so, who has I guess what I meant by that, and I shouldn't have said that. That's mad sexist the way I said it. But who is the dominant one in the house? Who is the one that's controlling? Is it the one with the money or is it the man? Who is it's interesting, and it's just a really interesting juicy story. So Waymont roomies, get into this. Nick Davis refers to himself as a trophy husband after revealing that he has three wives and doesn't work. How do you have three wives? It's not legal. These are not legal marriages, so I wonder what kind of like union they have, right? So he has to, and he doesn't work, right? The father of two explains that he doesn't have a job because
Okay, so you see how it's not a legal marriage. Well, no, it's not a legal marriage, obviously. However, they did jump the broom, so to speak, and they are married, in a non-state recognized way, at least with two of them.
the king doesn't move.
Yeah, exactly. Fellas, there's a jealous girl in our town. Oh, baby. Fellas, she is fat and blonde and don't go down. Oh, baby.
Around much. Oh my god, I feel like he's from Nigeria. There are people in a certain tribe in Delta State. I'm from Delta State, but not where I'm from. They're from the tribe, they're Wari. And this is what men do. The women are the ones that do all the work. And they come home, their husbands sit in the house all day, drink beer. Sometimes they would have multiple wives too. And they don't do any work. They make their women work, and the women come in home with the money, which is kind of crazy.
Okay, that's not true. So in the tribe, and I think she's talking about the Maasai, the women do work and they do nasty work. They actually build the huts that they live in, which is literally a shit hut. I kid you not. It's literally a shit hut. And but they're out hunting. They're out. They tend to getting food, like they'll show them preparing the goats and stuff like that, and all kinds of other crap. Yeah, the women work more physical labor than any Western woman and any first world woman. or any woman in the country that's not in that particular tribe, but the men do work.
I mean, it makes sense. If I like have all these women, I would, it makes sense. But what I want to understand is how in America, you got a bunch of white women to do this, right? You got a bunch of white women to do this, and apparently it's in. So I don't understand how that happens, and where on earth in America is this? Like somewhere in Middle America? Like where is this? So the father of two explains that he doesn't have a job. The king doesn't move around much, while the queens have all the power. Okay. Although Nick is over there living it up like a king, his three wives all have full-time jobs. Wow, this was on the New York Post. According to the New York Post, Nick met his first wife, April, in college 15 years ago. The couple welcomed Jennifer into their marriage 9 years later after April introduced Jennifer to her husband, thinking she would be a good fit for their family. Wow. Danielle joined the threesome last year after meeting on the show about polygamy. So this is a whole show. Having three wives, knowing that we've all solidified our union and brought it together like we have.
Okay, so they talk about, oh, black and white marriages don't work, but maybe I just need to step back on that, because he had a marriage for 15 years based solely on big dick, and it lasted for 15 years and counting. And then, she said, you know what you need? Some more white pussy. So then she went out and found one. And then they got together and said, you know what you need? Some more white pussy. And they went out and got some more. And this isn't just like short-lived, this is like long-lasting relationships. So it's making me think that it's making me rethink what I was saying, that relationships based on the fetish of my penis don't last. Just saying.
Just unbelievable. I just feel like I'm just living a dream come true. Anyway, to each his own. Like I don't I don't really believe in polygamy. I think it's very toxic and detrimental, especially to the children. But to each his own. Live your life as long as they're all, three consenting adults. Do what you want to do. It's an interesting dynamic. Let's see what people have to say. It's a shame of that posted this.
All right, somebody brought up an interesting question. What do they have to gain by being in this relationship? Well, by they, I'm assuming that you mean the women. To everybody else, besides Black American women, a relationship is a gain. A relationship is a gain. Just by being in a relationship, it is a gain. You see, they're under the flawed mentality of they could be happily married with a dude who is providing and still say, what's in it for me? These women don't say stuff like that because the relationship is what's in it for them. Having a husband, father is what's in it for them. And not to mention, gotta have the BBC if you want to be with she. Just saying.
Budman, I think. Wow. Rhythms of Nation. Loving it. I love this for us. People are just like not loving this stuff. The guys are loving it though. This guy figured out life. Respect. People actually think having multiple wives is a great thing, but the idea of like dealing with multiple different people's emotions, more people being exposed to your flaws, people gossiping.
Okay. Translations. I'm such a fucked up person that three of me would be 3 times as fucked up. However, it's that's not necessarily the case. If he's happy with one, he's now 3 times happier. You see, whenever something is good, having 3 of it is better. Like, if, say to a kid, you get 3 slices of cake for your birthday, they'll be like, oh, great. But you say, hey, you get three portions of broccoli. Your pussy is broccoli. That's what you're saying. You're saying that I'm so terrible that person that, someone can only tolerate one of me for a lifetime. So he must be, this man here who's grinning from cheek to cheek, he must be miserable. She's actually trying to sell us on the concept of not smashing 3 white women.
About you behind your back. There are a lot of toxic dynamics that come with that kind of situation, but to each his own. She said they can have this black man, is what she said.
Relatively speaking, they don't look like they're fat. However, I will say this. They don't look like they're fat for a 15-year relationship. I will say that. So whatever he signed up for 15 years ago was a lot hotter than what's displayed now. And what's displayed now is not bad considering, they've been in a relationship for 15 years and they have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to secure what's going on here. Like, no matter what, a few extra pounds does not equate to, what he's received over the last 2 decades.
Seeing some comments stating black women will never. Can y'all signify the religion can y'all signify the?
They will. It's the same. It's the same thing. It's just not as common.
And countries, these black women that will never, because in Africa polygamy is legal, and there are legions of black women in that region, which is true. But I think they mean black American women would never.
The problem is in Africa is that African women, really all black women, deep down want to be white women. They have like this love-hate dynamic with them. They're perfectly fine with polygamy, but once they've heard that white women, aren't in polygamous relationships, then they like, oh, I don't want polygamy anymore. So that's why it's lost some of its steam.
Which they probably did that. I mean, it happens, but it's just what, 3? 3? Anyway, it's all interesting. It's all interesting, to each his own. I don't think it's good for the kids. But look.
What is good for kids? Don't pretend like you give a damn about, what about the children? Shut your fat ass up. Listen, is divorcing men at the rate black women divorce men good for the kids? Like, this is the same thing that black women do, getting pregnant by the same man, except they're staying with the man.
There's a lot of income coming into this family, which is a good thing, I think.
For the kids. 3 incomes, 1 house.
That is one of the benefits, right? There's a lot of income coming into this family, and they can save a lot more money, this way. It's more economical, actually. Let me know your thoughts anyway. Do you support it? Do you not? Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, follow.
So the kids have a father, a mother, and a mother. But this is somehow bad for the kids. See, black women have this thing, and this is why white women win in the whole and that's why what I'm saying when it came to sucking dick, they have less inhibitions with it. Black women fear over pleasing their men. It's not that they don't want to, it's just that they fear that something bad will happen. if they over please us. So they do silly stuff like, only suck half your dick or some crap like that. They want to have something reserved because they want to have something to leverage for more commitment from you. They're using it as control. Why women just suck the whole thing until it's completely sucked? And then they stare at you in a weird way during the recoup time, waiting to suck it again. So, yeah, it's a completely different dynamic. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Back to topic.
See this, what dating is like in Bangkok right now.
Okay, let me tell y'all something. Dating in Bangkok, dating in Thailand. This was not planned. Baby, I'm having an Asian baby. She's having a baby. I'm not gonna lie, I was having fun at first. Dating overseas and abroad, it be lit.
So she's for the streets. She's just for the streets of Bangkok. Listen, if you want to do that, then do that. But don't say that you can't do that in the States. You can literally do that in the States with Asian guys. You're not getting an advantage. I don't know what she's trying to sell, getting pumped and dumped and, and single mommed out, because notice there's no ring here. So I don't know what you're trying to sell, but okay.
You ain't got, you trying to tell.
There's so many flavors. I ain't gonna say.
Okay.
Too much. Don't get too caught up. Don't get too wrapped up.
Okay.
But for real, as a woman, you just want to explore, especially just coming overseas and just being treated differently. Meet somebody super dope, and then they only here for a couple of days, and you be like, "Damn, where you going, huh?"
Well, at least he left you with some sperm.
I'ma just say this too, y'all. A man is gonna be a man. Don't think you gonna come overseas and he gonna be acting right because you overseas. Like,
They recommend it?
I don't want to say I don't recommend, because I recommend everyone experience and explore. Don't settle down, have fun. Yeah, have fun. Okay, like
I just want to ask.
So here we have somebody who is getting pumped and dumped to avoid loneliness. And in the process, she has an Asian baby, the half Asian baby, which is, it's not going to yield the results that you're hoping for. Half Black and Asian is the most beautiful mix of people that has ever existed on Yahweh's planet. It simply is. However, it's the mother that has to be the Asian one, because that's where they get their hair shit from, and seem like they get the tits and ass from the father's mother. So that's just my observation. There's no scientific backing from that. But the half Black Filipinas that I have like Miss Universe last year have always been the mother is the Asian one.
Because I can.
I feel like I haven't seen any videos.
Oh no, it's a lesbian one. Let me scroll past this.
It's okay for a Black person to visit Thailand?
Yes. Pack your bags now. As a Black lesbian couple, we've never felt safer.
Yes.
Okay.
When people ask me how's the dating life in Thailand, when people ask me how's the dating,
so that didn't make any sense. Okay, so remember, this is the same one from earlier who was saying it's only like 50 Black people in Thailand. But let's see here. I took myself on a date for the first time ever. Sitting at the bar alone was an experience I didn't know I needed. Is this your first date? Oh, took herself on a date. Okay, so black women in Thailand are dating their damn self, just like they marrying themselves here. Keep in mind, this is the one that said she was there since she was 16. Okay, this is the same one. Probably in the summertime because she looks darker here, but same chick. All right, let's take a look at what she says.
Thailand is not for the weak. I've been living here for almost 14 years since I was 16 years old, so I know what I'm talking about. African men, specifically West African men, even more specifically Nigerian men, they will spoil you. You have not known a love until you've dated one of them. They are the kings of care and affection and attention. They will take
Everything before the word "but" is bullshit.
you shopping. They will buy you all the food in the world. Y'all know we love that, okay? They will take you all over the world. They will make you feel like you're the only girl in the world. Little did you know, in fact, you're not the only girl in their world. Story time. So I was dating this
Okay, she didn't say but it is a segue.
guy here in Bangkok, and tell me why February 14th, Valentine's Day, we spent the day together. And on the 14th of February, I found out he had 14 other women. And one of the women was his wife. When he had traveled while we were together, he actually went back to Nigeria to get married. So we were. So that brings me to my next point. These guys typically have families back home, okay? I'll tell you another story. I knew of a guy, known him for at least 3 years. Every time I saw him, he was with the same girl, same Thai girl, all right? So I'm like, this is his girlfriend. Like, he's a committed man, all right? Tell me why, y'all. And he was like, oh,
yeah, I need to start packing. I'm going to Nigeria. I need to pack some things for my wife and kids.
What? That brings me to my next point. These men use the local women for opportunities. And it's not just them, okay? It is all men in Thailand. Black, white, yellow, orange, blue, pink, and purple, okay? Now, disclaimer, not all of these men that come to Thailand are going to use a woman, but a lot of them do. Now, because Thai law does make it difficult for most people to own things 100%, you do need a Thai partner. And for these men, it just makes it easier if their partner is someone that they're sleeping with. Overall, my advice, ladies, for dating African men in Thailand, just run. It's like, nah, just joking. Some of them can actually be really good men, but just remember that's
okay. All right. So I'm going to talk about this whole African thing that's going on now because a lot of the reason why there's tension between black men and black women is because dick for dollar, we're the most desirable men. I mean, no matter, of course, everything is going to say white dudes now, and rightly so. I mean, they rule the fucking earth. So yeah, that's going to moist some panties. I mean, definitely, you can't compete with that unless you rule it yourself. But dick for dollars, I mean, shit. If we went solely off of income and power, we wouldn't have any pussy. But the fact that we do is really a testament to fetishization and lust, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, for us from both black women and non-black women. Because white women aren't really like traveling to Asia looking for dick, but they are traveling to Africa looking for dick. So, and I see in my travels that they also go to Latin America looking for the same from Afro-Latinos. So that being the case, black women haven't really found balance with that, and I don't know why. Because as we've seen with the last video with the guy with the 3 wives, they found balance with it. They, at least those 3 particular women, they found balance with it. And it's really with other groups of women, they seem to be a lot, I'm not saying that they're completely okay with it, obviously, but they seem to be a lot more okay with the fact that other women desire their men and men naturally have desires for women, whether that desire is economic or what. And okay, for example, and this is something Jessica told me years ago, and she said on my show, By the way, if you don't know, Jessica X is a person who used to frequent this space from England, but she's Nigerian and Italian, and she was saying that Nigerian or British women would go to Africa, buy a young six pack, man, pay his student fees, pay his, visa fees, pay basically just subsidize his lifestyle for a while. He would gain education, she would gain penis, and it will be a happy situation until he gets established in his career after he got his citizenship and went to university and stuff, and then he goes back, picks up his actual girlfriend and brings her to England and marry her now that he's a doctor and shit. That's something that commonly takes place, which got me thinking, like, listen, the African women, in this case Nigerian women, they have to on some level be okay with the fact that your dude is desirable and he is doing his thing for the betterment of all, including you. The scenario that she's describing is an African man in Thailand who has to marry and be with a Thai woman in order to gain access to certain things. If she knows that he's married, then the Thai woman knows that she's married. And everybody is happy in this scenario. She gets access to his wealth. He gets access to her status as a naturalized citizen of Thailand. His wife get access to him as his wealth, the wealth that he is generating in Thailand. Everybody is happy, and he's fucking all around. So everybody is happy, but there's no Black American women involved in this situation. And the reason why Black American women can never be happy or as happy in that situation as others, at least not to the same extent, is one simple reason, really, is that win-win do not really exist with modern Black American women. Happiness is a competition. I'm going to repeat that. Happiness is a competition. Meaning that in order, she's not looking to be happy, she's looking to be happier than you. And because of that, they can never really get into a win-win situation like the one that this guy is in, and the one that his Thai wife is in, and the one that his African wife is in. But no, there are plenty of women, particularly African women, that would be like, oh no, go make that money. And just like those three white women, it's come down to like, oh, I only have to pay a third of a mortgage, and this house will be paid off, 3 times as fast. Yes, he might be getting the better end of the stick, but I'm getting the better end of the dick. Yeah. Huh. Okay, let's continue.
Spoiling, I said they do in the beginning, it can actually be love bombing. So if they tell you on the second date, I love you, run. That's it, y'all. Hit all these buttons for me, and don't forget to comment your experience dating in Thailand or dating an African man anywhere in the world, because I've had a feeling that it's the same no matter where you are in the world. But specifically Thailand, I feel like that opportunist attitude really shines through. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna see you on the next video. Dating African men in Thailand is not for the weak, and I've been living here for almost 4.
So it's not like a crazy.
Okay, y'all. So come on a date with me. I guess I could add this to my dating in Thailand series. Make sure y'all rate this date in the comments. So the young man that took me on this date, he was actually 26 years old, which is a couple years.
This is the
younger
first
than me.
one
Y'all know I
played,
usually
by the
don't date young. I like the daddies and the pawpaws and, a little bit on their deathbed type vibe.
No, that's yours. A strawberry smoothie. You ordered it.
His ass be high. He ain't even realized that he ordered a damn smoothie. Anyway, we went to the Lazy Coconut in Phuket, Thailand. 10 out of 10, I have to say. The view was amazing. The vibe, it was just so relaxing. The food, I would say like a 6.5 out of 10. Y'all might have to tag my boy Keith Lee, tell him to come to Thailand. You know,
All
let's
right,
get
she
down to
just Blizz
business.
glass and him ham.
Anyways, he wanted us to go get massages. We had like an hour tall reservation, so I told him about my favorite ice cream place in Phuket, Thailand. It's called Gelatissimo. Well, it's gelato. And oh my God, y'all, I gotta say 8.5 out of 10, maybe 7. Nah, I'll say 7.5, 8 out of 10, but it's pretty good. Again, tag Keith Lee, because you know, we might got to get him out here for real, for real. Anyway, we went and got our massages, and this was my first experience at like a Thai styled spa. It was amazing. Best massage I got in a while. Afterwards, we just went back to this hotel, talked, smoked, chilled, vibe. Yeah, y'all rate this date. Okay, y'all, so come on a date with me. I guess I could add this.
Okay, that's what you call a $10 date. Keep in mind that this is in Thailand. You know, there's a spa on every corner. Ice cream is not that expensive. You know, so this was a very cheap date. Remember how she was talking up like, oh, you know, there's so many billionaires out here that's just waiting to spoil me. Dude, you had an ice cream social. That's it. You want a foot rub and some? Okay, hold on. How much is a massage in Thailand? All right. Between 200 and 800 baht. Okay. Hold on. Baht to USD. Okay, so it's not a $10 date. It's like $18.49. So it's a $20 date. I'm not saying, you know, that's not a nice date. And I'm not saying I haven't had dates like that. I'm just saying she's up talking it like it's, you know, like the way she was up talking it in the first video. Exactly, you know, an American man. Oh, he taking me to Cheesecake Factory with his broke ass. But yeah. So you could tell what she's on. She's on some up talking stuff.
I'm just sitting out here in like my little porch area and stuff. Hold on, I'm gonna show you in a second. I'm gonna show you. And one of the things I get asked, and either it's my Instagram comments or TikTok or DMs and stuff like that, is like, how's your dating life out here? And then the undertone of that is, you know, like, how's your dating experience living abroad as a Black woman? Let me make this very clear. I got a whole bunch of options. And I really want like Black women to stop worrying about whether a certain demographic or living somewhere else will ruin your chances of finding love and X, Y, and Z. Men are everywhere.
Okay, men are everywhere. That's true. Nobody is really questioning how your dating life in other places. We know that women can get dick anywhere. The question is it better than it is in the States? Are you getting more opportunities, more secure opportunities with more desirable men in Thailand than you are in the United States? And the answer to that is no. If you're looking for a place where you can get a boost in your dating life that's superior to what you get in the US, there isn't any. Like, I mean, all the women who are talking up about it, all they're saying is, you know, oh yes, I get my I get my space filled. They fill my space and forget my
and that's
face.
not to downplay Black.
And one of them had a baby, and she was still up talking it.
Of finding love and X, Y, and Z. Men are everywhere. Men like any and everything, and that's not to downplay Black women, because I know
She just said men like any and everything. Now, I appreciate her honesty because that's true. Men will pretty much smash anything. So, women who are complaining that they can't get what they're looking for is because they're not looking to just get smashed. Women who are up talking Thailand are really just getting smashed and, trying to make it seem like, oh, yeah, this is the greatest thing in the world. I got billionaires buying me ice cream. Shut up.
know our dating pool is a little harder than the other women of other races. But trust and believe that should not deter you from living abroad. Okay, there's going to be black men here, white men here, Asian men here, Latino men here. I'm telling you right now, I don't have an issue getting a date. Okay, I'm just
No women have an issue getting a date. You just said that.
selective with who I choose to bring into my space and energy. But trust and believe, your girl got options. Okay, I go on dates. Okay, I get taken care of. Okay, I don't pay for shit out here. I'll say that. But yeah, yes, we do get picked. Stop worrying about it.
Every woman gets dates. They're not asking if you get picked. They're asking if the quality and quantity is superior than
Okay,
the
yeah.
US.
So
And it's
that's not
not.
like a crazy.
Not anywhere in the world, as I
Dating
asserted
African men in Thailand is not for the weak. And I
in the beginning. So I want to explore this woman's page a bit. Let's see. Unlocking your phone in Thailand. Okay. Scammers are scamming. Black women in Thailand game night. Let's see if something pops out to me. All right. I think those were kids. I think I've seen that and I think it had music, so I'm going to ignore that. Don't get stuck in Thailand. Okay. Good advice. All right. So I'm not really seeing anything that just, that just pops out. So it seems like she's just a regular person living her life with no agenda, you know, um, and she's the most honest person thus far. So yeah, I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna read some comments before I head out. Okay, I don't know what that comment is, but okay. She misspelled weak. I noticed that because I seen a thing that said it. Yeah, she did. Um, you're the only one that thinks Blasian is the most beautiful. Damn it, they're definitely not. Um, they cool though. Listen, I didn't say the most beautiful. I said the most beautiful mix. They're the most beautiful mix. Name a more beautiful mix. What are you talking about? That's that crazy talk. No, Ethiopian slash Eritrean is the most beautiful women in the world. Blasian is the most beautiful mixed women in the world. That's what I said. Would black women be so upset about IR dating if they were the one getting long-term relationships with other races of masses? Would it even be an issue? If they were the ones, then there would be no gender war between black people because they would be satisfied and they wouldn't have this need to compete. You know, I mean, basically, what they're doing is really detrimental, and I've seen it happen over the past 30 years. And that is that they are raising their black sons to only be appealing to black women. That's what the whole gold teeth and the sagging pants and uh, um, and stuff like that is all about. You know, they're trying to make black men less appealing to other groups of women. Let me tell you. Let me show you what I'm talking about. What you see on your screen is the second ugliest nigga alive. One day he'll be the first, but as of now, he is the second ugliest nigga alive. Now, what they do is they encourage all this shit. They encourage this weird syndrome looking, thing that he's doing with his lip, with the teeth and stuff like that, and the blonde hair going in all type of directions, the tattoos on the face, and crap like that. They encourage this because they know that it is off-putting to all other races of women. And that's the truth. We're being set up to only be appealing to them. Let me show you what I mean by that. And y'all hit that like button while I do that. I have seen an ugly Blasian woman. Listen, I've seen a yellow orange. That doesn't mean that they're not oranges. There's always exception to the rule. What the hell? Damn it, I seen a tall midget one time. Stuff exists. That doesn't mean it's regular. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. Oh, my bad. It says, I have yet to see. Oh, my bad. I do be going off the rails, don't I? I do go off the rails. My mistake. I got to read and do the show at the same time. All right. Now take a look at this guy. And he don't have all that Lil Wayne shit going on. Y'all see that, right? This guy here, he don't have all that Lil Wayne shit going on. Now, in order for this woman here to compete with these three women here, she would have to change him in a way that's just so retarded to other races of women that they don't want to have shit to do with it. Now, this is not a God-faced dude. No offense. No, hey, you are doing well. Really ain't shit I can say that can offend you. So, you're not a God-faced dude, and you're not a God-faced dude, because I know I'm not a God-faced dude, but you're getting God-faced results. And that's because if you were raised the way Black women wanted you to be raised, then, you wouldn't be appealing to them. See, they don't want this shit. They don't want this shit. But when they see this, they know that white women don't want it either. See, they know that they have to compete with all races of women for Drake, for Michael B. Jordan, and dudes like that, for Chris Brown and dudes like that. They know that they have to compete for the Idris Elba type. The clean cut brothers that drop all panties. They know that. So what they do is they convince those would-be regular looking dudes to do some crap like this. This is what would happen if Esther Rose and Jiminy Cricket had a baby and that baby drank cough syrup and put all kind of weird shit on his face. This would be like the end results. Yeah, so they take somebody that looks like this and turn him in to this, so they don't have to compete. It's trickery. It's bitchcraft. So, and the point, he just so happened to be an entertainer and rich. But y'all remember my show yesterday where she was talking about her son Teabag. Yeah, my son Teabag. My son Teabag. I got a son named Teabag. He's being set up. He's being set up to be unappealing to any other group of women besides black women. Because when white dudes go for black, or when white chicks go for black dudes, it's really not the Lil Wayne aesthetic. And it's not the teabag aesthetic. It's a whole different aesthetic. Now, and here's what's pissing Cynthia G off. Oh, by the way, hold on. And if y'all don't believe me, I'm going to show y'all something. Hold on. And I hate to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say allegedly throughout this video. Hit the like button. So this is allegedly the man that impregnated Cynthia G. I'm gonna say allegedly now. He do not fit the aesthetic that white girls seem to go after. He has definitely drank if he could still grow hair. So yeah, they're creating this black man to be something foreign and hopefully undesirable to black women. And this is the end result. And it's then and only then do they feel comfortable in getting with a certain type of black man or a black man in general, because they don't want to be left by a white woman. And it does seem like Idris Elba is more capable of doing that than he is. And it does seem like, what's his name? Will Smith is more capable of doing that than he is, so they really try to focus on what they feel that, and this has nothing to do with this brother, but because this is not me coming at him, but it really, okay, hold on. Let me present again. Let me know if y'all hear me. Testing. Let me know if y'all hear me. Let me present again. Okay, perfect. All right. But no, this is the aesthetic that they're going for because it's safe. And notice how it says, men, make sure you are pleasing your women sexually. Now, notice he don't have 3 white women that are just, paying for the house that he lives in. But he does have one, or he did have one black woman. He actually has several baby mamas. But, so it's the whole security thing. They feel secure wanting what the white women don't want. Now, when you listen to Cynthia G's complaints, as I do from time to time, the complaint is no longer that they're going after the what's his name? What's dude name that used to Sidney Poitier? It's not that they're going after the Sidney Poitier types anymore. You know, it's like, no, she's concerned that they're going after the Lil Wayne types, because the Lil Wayne types is the type that they ran to. It's the type that black women ran to so they wouldn't have to compete with white women, just to find out that they still have to compete. That's why you see Cynthia G, you know, taking candid photos at Walmart with Lil Wayne's little cousin, you know, Lil Wayne, you know, taking pictures of them together with a fat trailer park looking Roseanne bitch. She's upset that they're losing the last remaining men. This man was groomed to be undesirable to white women. He was groomed to be that, and once he becomes desirable, then they have no place to run. They're forced to compete, and that's why she's, you know, been on YouTube on her period for, you know, last 6 years or so. And notice how they start off pro-black. The reason that they start off pro-black is because, you know, they assume that they're safe. They assume that they are safe from Becky in pro-black spaces. But then they meet somebody like Tariq Nasheed, you know, who's like, you know, I think he's married to like a non-black, or they meet somebody like Phil from the Advice Show, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They just don't want to compete with Becky because they're tired of losing to Becky. They're tired of losing the competition to Becky. And what it means to compete with Becky, I mean, not on a grand scale, but they're willing to take it to places that the rank and file black women aren't prepared to take it. They just are. An example of this would be the guy with the 3 wives. They're willing to take it, you know, to a place that many black women aren't willing to take it. You know, like they're like, oh, is that what I got to do to compete? Like, really? So, you know, but if they're willing to compete, guess what? They win. I'm going to give an example of this. Hit the like button, because I'm hungry and I'm still talking to you. There you go. Notice how he don't live that Lil Wayne lifestyle either. Hold on, there was another one where they were doing that too. Notice I'm not subscribed to this, and I'm not subscribed to it because it got a lot of rainbow shit going on in it. But it does come up on my feed from time to time. My husband got our girlfriend pregnant. So here you have a black, non-Lil Wayne looking dude. Looks like he has a mulatto girl and an Asian girl. We've dated over 60 women now. We found a girlfriend. This is the one I just showed you. There was another one that's similar to this. Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen it. Haters question why I'm with an average white guy. Nobody, I don't have that question. I thought it was something interesting about your relationship. Like, why are you here with, the people who have puppets and shit? Like, I swear, some of these black women, they just want their relationship to be interesting. Like this one, it's not. So it's like, okay, it's your stepbrother. That's weird. You deserve to be there. You're not trying to play on it. It's interracial. No, it's your stepbrother. That's a little much. All right. Got a man with a butt lift. I'm trying to see if I could find the one that I was looking for. I don't find it soon. I'm just give up. But it was another black dude with three black chicks, and these two were better than what we seen with that guy. That guy was just like the first one I seen. But let's see. All right, is this it? We share the same man, but we're not brainwashed. Not sure if that's the one I'm talking about. All right, here's another one. So my point is that you can find happiness if you're willing to compromise and compete. Here's another one. My family can't accept our ungodly relationship. Okay. Here's another one. But wait a minute. And notice that none of these dudes are on some Little Wayne shit. With the tattooed face and the gold hair and shit. That's because they don't really like that. They just know that nobody else do. Now, I don't know what the fuck he's on. Um, Definitely some young ninja shit. But he's winning. So there you go. Especially the one in the pink skirt. She can get it. So it's not like black women aren't down. When they are down to compete regularly, they find happiness. But so many of them, like Senji, they only compete out of malice. And that becomes problematic in a very, very, very real way. Unfortunate but true. Anyway, let me check my cash apps before I head out. While I do that, yep. Excuse me, hiccups. Damn, I'm hungry. All right. While I do that, y'all hit the like button. Like, it's called Love Don't Judge, is the name of that channel. For those of you who are listening, he says, for those of you who are listening and not watching, it says, this channel seems to show everything but traditional man-women relationships. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's supposed to be like outlier relationships, which is why I'm wondering why that whole, I'm with an average white guy. Like, you're just so above average. Like, what the fuck? You obviously did that for attention. And once the 15 minutes of fame is over, you're still sucking his dick. You're stupid. I mean, you obviously look down on him. You obviously, if you felt that, I don't see anything wrong with your relationship. I just seem like two people around the same age getting together. Oh shit. Brown. All right, no cash app. So cool. Let's see. I left the thing playing in the background, and something interesting came up. that I wanted to touch on before I go. Okay, so play a little bit of this. She's a cutie, Smiley. She is too. His name Daddy. All right, so they're playing the video games, and now look at this one's ear. So she got the Vulcan or the elf ears as part of the whole thing, and so they're cosplaying. So he's into nerd shit. So it does seem like, and this goes into you ninjas who talk about, oh, Pookie is winning. Nah, this nerd is winning. This nerd right here is winning more than any fat fucking Pookie I've ever seen. I'm not saying Pookie himself is fat. I'm talking about the Pookie tend to gravitate towards big ass bitches. So, and I'm not saying be a nerd. I'm not even saying don't be Pookie if you are Pookie. What I am saying is that you're better off being yourself no matter what it is. He obviously is unapologetically himself. And he win as a result of it. That's what I'm saying. So kudos to him for winning. All right. That being said, I'd like to thank the super chats. I'd like to thank my members. Greatly appreciate my members. I'd like to thank the managers and moderators, those who are listening silently, and those who participate in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button before you exit. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. This is GameChanger 00100. Game over. Peace. Oh, by the way, if she's still live, I'm heading over to Shay Sade. Peace.